okayfm 101.7.
Honorable Dr. Clement Apaak, MP for Busa South, Deputy Ranking Education Committee of Parliament. Honorable Memoachi.
Kwame Josu machete fonyina.
Ati fonyina Josu na bokode.
Nyame adom me hoye, unamode. There na say me sika no. Yeah, but emotionally and spiritually no there. There is an imbalance. Ghana for bia ho kire no.
Na aho kire dey say wo ba bia modern mo dey tunugu.
Ba baby adu there. I had den. Na ne say public sector workers omo peko like. Can do baby adu they won't be demanding cola. So that is a signal where it has reached. It has reached alarming proportions.
Wow. Na mama dwe na anu ne yesu se senior high no enuane bi enuane a ya skad beto enuane ama wo enkoi na o ma ba amane se na Tuesday yi om de aduane ko schools no through buffer stock et say
yo kwa me da se am say tan komo yi enye ne ene me ne wudi am say a free share implementary free school policy. Brano Bruni Beka at some intervals, Yenyantia say Nkorano Ebiane Ehusem Ayana Asem Abahon. Mejidi say Sanko Mui ya idea na Abamum Penufo. Abe kaso anyane kre. There is no problem. Apak no mo ye NDC for. And asempo kwa menemo amon pese program no be ye. Eti de bia na sansem we yomo de abetudwa. But
it also stands to reason say Adura secondary me the example. In Kranda senior high. Techiman. Ewo wo pe buro a ombetim di abo nembom yesi ya create central point bi ewa akra ye friend se buffer stock
yeah
ni yakoto aburo ni bi free tachima ne nkranza ne adwira na ye de aburo na tra ka mu aba ha ye de ba ha wi a ansa na yasa de tra ka mu e de akwa akoma adwira fo nyansa be ne wo sa de.
That's why I wanted to give the context. For the first time, managers of your secondary schools, headmasters, Upper West Region, Omudi Abetudra, Sankoye, Efa and Korano Ediano Hunsen. So for the first time, we will be to me, say the propaganda, and I say, ye can't asema any no cre. Then, none person me can say. Same way you DHA you say and shares here. And the current situation no Bonibeka is as a result of a number of reasons. One, and it's okay, a centralization of the food distribution system. Anka Canino Aban Ebe Senesikano Ama schools no fair or more munya arrangements. No munya more suppliers. Na womunya dining hall master, headmaster, dining hall prophet, nana asifo. No mutimi planning or menu for the term and other semester. But say the iron no have the baby akra buffer stock. And an equally eba coupe. So a list of buffer stock suppliers are Majidi say also watch a care. What do you say? Those assignments of contracts, have been given largely to party boys and girls and apparatchiks. And as also a PIAC report of monitoring the implementation of the free school policy, 2018-2019, the WMPF said this has become a conduit for corruption. Sometimes, you will hear schools in Ibi, Nkorano, Atietia. Say if you are not a mono, maybe are not expire sometimes and so on. yetiminya ntia from the headmasters ni bi a mo mpese o mbekasa obedwam say aduano no am de beba no enso and I say the quality and wholesomeness no atochima. And the issue has to do with the current arrangement. But at the same time, the headmasters cannot complain. And that is why as Osha Upper West Charles a statement down with the buyer now. Now government cannot deny. So we have challenges to do with food supply. And we already know about the challenges of the quality. That issue has now been settled. That when we say that there are challenges to do with the food supply system, and one of them is decentralization, which leads to undersupply, saturation, or if you like, dumping of expired food items, sometimes underweight food items, and sometimes, the inadequacy or wholesomeness of the food in question, it is no longer in question. But the main issue also has to do, sir, yen to me in buffer stock suppliers. Many of them are saying that they can no longer supply food. When in fact, Kwame can say 2022 budget approval 2.3 billion Ghana cedis for the free senior school policy. And so, say are buying the buffer stock food suppliers. So what explains say here to me approval 2.3 billion for 2022? That 2.3 billion is to cater to every component of the free senior school policy, including feeding arrangements. And so many can say we are having challenges with food supply to the extent headmasters, Aka said by the 15th of this month, if nothing is done. And Quran won't mean share on and a final year students now metro was I was a for and I also making arrangements to the extent say a bro and more then almost every food item woman be. So this raises fundamental questions with regards to the funding of the program. Why is it that the monies voted for the program 2.3 billion yen to me in buffer stock for worker? And more importantly, the quality, wholesomeness, quantities of the food now, buffer stock, the contracted air supply, and also a touch. Maybe I said, look, it is time that we review this program so that they make me and who be beer or how no, they to me as a and I also know you did me said the buffer stock system and the way it is centralized, has created a conduit for massive and high-level corruption. And Yamina America, Social Apaak 2018-2019 monitoring report of the free senior school policy now. And the whole the current arrangement has created avenues for large-scale corruption, fraudulent activity. And so, I filed home questions. I filed a question to the minister, which has been admitted and advertised for Thursday to ask how much government owes buffer stock and when, buffer stock suppliers will be paid. And I'm sure they made me be follow-up questions now, year to year. But say the air Kwame, the Kwame it is clear that this has to do with the Minister for Finance and the refusal to remit to Education Ministry. Sika was a yedidi jumei. That's one. And then two, now your sons share the quality, the quantity, and the wholesomeness of the food that buffer stock suppliers are supplying. The question now is asking about how much government owes buffer stock food suppliers and when they will be paid. And that is the beginning of our working to find solutions. But Connie, we need to get parents to be involved. And I'm at Parents Association, no longer PTA, but Parents Association of Infansipim, or president. One also Akasa. And in Tia Minyano from across the country. That's just the air cost were Upper West, it is the same across the country.
okayfm.
And you know, Mayor again said it is only confined to Upper West Regional. It is across board. And they are not getting a balanced diet as teenagers. Now, there is no balanced diet. Around teenagers, they need a balanced diet. And anyone who is an educationist will tell you, say, a balanced diet is very important for their mental and emotional stability and growth, which would enhance their ability to learn. And you understand they are a dorsum. And yet we are not getting a permanent solution.
One year, make that clarion call. Say, yen review. Uber person can we crown a bianca web bank for about omni edin comwe. Can touch on the issues of these free senior high.
Oh yes, because Mijini said they need to look at it. Because Yanayaka said the free senior school policy is a good policy. Our problem has always been the implementation. And the NTIC says Sika Kogum. And so Nyama the Bray Ato Chima Debia Yakanwa Semsa. So I mean where the home come. So me file questions sometime last year. I don't know for Yata Bay and Waka say in 5 years from 2017 to 2021, no, the cumulative expenditure in the program, no, 7.62 billion Ghana cedis. I don't know how many Eddie Wechini. As I said, so share 2020 media budget review. On one, I said the amount invested was 3.2 billion. But within 1 year, no, who gargantuanly, I could say 7.62 billion. As a social 2021 allocation now, a year 1.97 billion Ghana cedis. It is a kind of poster for 2021. You didn't allocated the amount, so the cut 3.2 billion now. Then it works out to what it says 5.2 billion. But minutes have become 7.2. Yamia Daruma, many penny Dr. Alaji Mahmoud Baumia. I'm in a course of Fraser University. Or no, I go address it test corner. What I say, the total amount invested in the program was 5.3 billion. The Mugame Bisaka no Foriata. So what accounted for the gargantuan increase in the expenditure in the free senior school policy? I don't want to say it has to do with the preparation of schools related to COVID to protect our teachers and our students. For all the secondary schools, can you imagine expending a whooping 2.4 billion and budgeted for only preparation of secondary schools? I don't know, but be as it may, South Assembly may need the because I don't believe that figure is right. It's inflated. And I don't believe that money went into the program. Given all the information that we know, the Omampeni Kanye, 1.9 billion to prepare schools for reopening. The Baumian Kasa Kanye, and the Oforiata Kanye, Nina Bra. And you know, even in terms of the figures and the expenditure, no, there are questions. But how can we invest this much? 2022, you get to say 2.3 billion to the program, and yet we are still having these challenges. And some of the doors will say, and we are going to be seeking answers, but we need parents to get involved. Because I mean, all kinds of media.
But almost all say and sound recap.
How is that going to be possible? How is that going to be possible?
Sir, availability of funds. Beba, Mama will say, Bibia, until in one Nyeska from Finance Ministry near Koto.
Minia.
Okay, FM.
2022, we have approved 2.3 billion. Answer and not yet, buying at the buffer stock. Food suppliers cut 500 million. Womutia 200 million. A diacum. Nothing was done up to recently. You who the free Upper West for chat. So what is the guarantee that Abai is going to defray the outstanding now to prevent this from happening? And that is why we need accountability. In Tinyami Aduma, Thursday, when you have penny educhum, so when you say Yachi and a free, whatever be yano, na yate the oho. But the truth is that it is not going well. Secondary schools, it is not even the food items. If you look at the issue of the policy around textbooks, the policy requires Akorabia or secondary school core textbooks, core subject textbooks, I was buying a tobacco edema Akorabia from year 1 to year 3. I'm telling you that aspect is not being followed. To have variables in defining pre-senior school now. There is no variable that the government is fulfilling fully. And we need to ask some of those questions. Some of us have been asking for a review. We also need to do a forensic audit to see if all the monies that Idiashe program, all those monies have really gone to the implementation of the program. And I can tell you that I don't believe all the monies that Oforiata claims that has gone into the program, it has gone to the program. We need to know where the money has really gone to.
OKFM 101.7.